How do you term last year's season?
Yeah, I think disappointing. Disappointing because, coming off of our 2024 championship, felt really good going into the season that we had a chance to compete for another championship. Obviously, every year is not going to end with confetti falling on our head, no matter how hard we try. Things happen, but when it doesn't happen, we're disappointed. And so we got to start and look at that and why it didn't happen and go through the reasons and go through the tape and go through the roster and all the things that could potentially make us better so that next season has a better result.
What is Sean Mannion bringing to this equation now, your new OC? What do you think?
Incredibly impressive person, really, when you sit and talk to him about football and his vision for the offense and the people that he's been around and hopefully the talent that we can surround him to make his transition easier as a first-time play caller. And I think the good news, and you and I got married a little later, so we saw this in our own personal life, is the more you meet, the more sure you are, And so nice. I think that going through the process and being open-minded led us to Sean, and just really excited to support him.
Well, what's he going to do that gives you the confidence to tell your fan base this offensive coordinator is going to be less scrutinized than the previous one and the one before, Kellen Moore?
Well, I don't know that the bar is if they're going to be scrutinized or not. I mean, we do play ball in Philly. And so being scrutinized is going to be part of the game.
Well, being scrutinized will only come because if there's another question about play calling or lack of points or consistency and, tweets that and posts that are,
I think, Rich, what we were looking for is we were looking for a system of play that fit our players, and having a system that we can go back to our players and show them the vision for. And Sean has a vision for how we're going to play. He has a vision for how our offensive line is going to play, how our skilled guys are going to play, how our quarterback's going to play. We think it fits the talents that those players have. And so for us, that's exciting. We go back and we look, and a lot of categories in offense, we're 20th, 21st. And so there's a lot of room for improvement. And you got to combine that. We can't forget about the defense, and Coach Fangio coming back and the defensive talent that we have and continue to improve on that side of the ball as well. And special teams, we're not looking to go this way here and then fall back that way. We're looking to, hopefully be great in all three phases.
Is A.J. Brown going to be one of those players?
Well, I think I've been really consistent in talking about how hard it is to find great players, and AJ's been a great player for us. Not a good player, a great player for us. He does have tremendous character, and so I think from our perspective, we're looking to add to our roster. We're not looking to subtract. And so, I've been really consistent in saying that.
Well, I mean, he's a great player, and obviously you want to have somebody like him catching the ball, and you also got him. You got obviously Devontae Smith. You got your tight end. You got your quarterback. You got Saquon. You're ready to roll. What's your offensive line outlook as you're sitting here at the Combine, do you think?
I think we got 4 Pro Bowl players coming back on our offensive line, which is exciting. We feel like we got some young talent there as well. Tyler Sheen will be in his second year as a starter, and we haven't hit free agency or the draft to continue to add, and really that's what we want to continue to do. We want to continue to add talent. I describe it like a layer cake. Once you take out a layer, you got to rebuild that layer. So if you can add on to that cake and add on talent upon talent, you got a chance to be a really good football team.
What does Jalen Hurts need to improve in?
Well, Jalen's been an incredible quarterback for us for 5 years as starter.
Super Bowl MVP,
starter.
Man, no doubt. But
2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 world championship. Probably would have been the Super Bowl MVP in 2 of both those games if we would have pulled out the first one.
If there was no penalty at the end, is what you're saying?
Hurts my heart talking about that.
Okay.
And so I think that the guy's always trying to improve. He's always trying to work on whatever it is. Obviously, he's got another new offensive system. He's been around a lot of offensive systems as a starting quarterback, not only in the NFL but in college. And all he's done is embrace that and take on that challenge and persevere through it.
Do you like the drama? Do you like it?
I don't know any different ways to go about it, Like you just said how many combines, they've all been in Philly, And so for us, it's part of running a team in Philly.
It always seems to be something, though. Yeah. Do you prefer it? Would you just like to come to work and and there's no storylines, there's no phone lines lit. I understand it's part and parcel of Philly.
I don't. What is that like? I don't know what that's like. And I think for us, what I prefer is winning, and winning at a high level, and doing that in a way that changes lives. And so we got to get back to that, and we're not far removed from that. And certainly when you're talking about 11 wins and winning the NFC East, well, it's not a terrible year, but
That's right.
Our standards are what they are, and we embrace that.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.